All
while
right.
the rest of us chop liver.
We are live. Well, welcome back, everyone. We are going to roll right into this. We have me on this back end. We've been messing with some stuff, and hopefully it sounds good and is getting better each week. So hit us up if you have any suggestions or complaints, or if you're not watching, then just shut up. All right, so let's get into this because announcements are all over the place. If you want to know what we're doing, follow our social media. We're all over the place, and wherever you're watching this at, we'll be announcing everything we're doing on that platform. So have a good time. I'm going to give this over, and let me make sure I'm clicking on the right things because everything's changing, and I love it. All right, going to give it over to Michael. All you, sir.
All right. Hello and welcome to Generation Shadow, the epic supernatural saga that takes you through the entirety of horror history, one nightmare at a time. This is Generation Shadow 2019, our final series ever. We are 4 episodes left, 4 episodes to go before we reach that series finale. So let's get started with this episode entitled Burning Cities and Napalm Skies. Let's go around and meet our players. I want to know who you are, who your character is, and how they're feeling as we enter the second part of our globe-hopping mystery. Starting with Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm playing Josephine Fowler, who is probably a witch. She's not very good at it. And she's also kind of a werewolf, but there are wards on her that are kind of preventing it. So I guess she's just kind of a person right now. At any rate, she got involved in some high-tech shenanigans in Los Angeles, trying to guide people to use magic in a more responsible manner. That didn't go well. And now she's trying to track down some alt-right trolls and possibly kill them and maybe eat them. But no, she shouldn't eat people anymore. That's not something regular people do. Yeah. So, has an imaginary best friend who's real and lives in a mirror and can give her stuff through the mirror, which is nice of her. I'm confused and sad, and I'd go home if I had one.
Oh, man. Not the worst witch, I would say. The best witch. Joining us once more, we have Nick.
I have to unmute myself. I apologize for any cat sounds you hear. Yeah, I'm Nick.
What was that?
So yeah, I'm playing the werewolf Andrew Ionescu, the most recent of the Ionescu clan. He's sort of recalling that his newly made witch friend is actually could be his goddaughter that he hasn't seen in a long time. So that's sort of an interesting thing. But yeah, had some interesting things going on. So yeah, it's sort of just out and about with these new people.
An interesting reunion.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Patrick.
Hello, I'm Patrick. I am playing Ash Fitzpatrick. She's a millennial artifact dealer who just kind of likes to go around selling weird mystic artifacts on the internet, and then working with her network to do really interesting things.
Wonders of eBay.
It's actually Etsy.
Oh, that's right. It was Etsy.
Yeah. She has her own Etsy. That's where it's her front for selling these things.
That's where the magic happens.
Yeah, just like every Etsy account ever.
And joining us once more, we have Dallas.
Hey, I'm Dallas. I'm playing Anthony Ducci. The Spectre comes around once more. He's got much more in stake than he thought than last time. You know, he just was abusing his power willy-nilly because he wasn't alive anymore. But, you know, things come into perspective after a little bit, and after you join the likes of some individuals that he met before. So he's in it for a bigger cause this time.
Good to know. And finally, we have Marvin.
So what's up? I'm playing the immortal Montolio Igantre, a man with a soul of a dragon. And he has lied, cheated, and swindled his way to where he is now. And he's just trying to, trying to balance his life of helping the supernatural while also trying to run a presidential campaign.
It's going great.
So far. We'll see how he screws it up this time.
So, this time, you guys are all headed to Colton County, West Virginia, site of our previous arc, which I think all of you were here for? I believe so.
At one point or another, yes.
Yes. All of you did, yeah. I remember we had Special Agent Berryessa, Ghost of Thomas Stratton, the Vermin Rose, Mr. Blake, he was a great character.
Oh.
Our blind dynamite expert.
Oh, the Sioux.
Mr. Sioux.
Mr.
Yes.
Sioux.
And of course, Igantre himself. So you guys are going there in search of a substance called the blood of the earth, a magical sort of chemical that powers ley lines, geomancy. And now it's been being extracted from the earth and given to Wiz, this new startup in LA that is heading towards a disastrous rollout. And also the Boreas Brotherhood, those alt-right magic supremacist types are mixed up in this somehow as well. Let's have a quick intro, and then we'll talk about those opening moves and those first rolls. What's up, guys? Merle Von Worm here with another hot fire session. Today we're talking about some of the struggles of the Appalachian region, particularly those related to the occult community. But first, I've got to shout out our sponsor. All the way from across the pond, it's Lady Roxanne DeForest's Wild Wolf Wash Dog Shampoo. Perfect to keep your fur, or your pet's fur, looking its best. Use promo code WOLF at checkout to save 15% off your next purchase. Okay, let's talk coal country. Now, Appalachia has given us whiskey and bluegrass, but right now it's hurting bad. Coal mining stripped the land bare, digging up some substance known as the blood of the earth that's vital for our planet's survival. Then the opioid epidemic hit, bringing more misery and desperation. And who came in to save those desperate souls? Reverend Ed Kettle and the New Fellowship of Faith, who offer salvation for a hefty fee. It wasn't always like this. Here's a history lesson. Back in the 20s, a group of locals and outsiders banded together with the Union miners and stood up for the rights of the people of Colton County. But I guess those days are gone, or at least the unity of those days is. The evil, though, that's making a comeback. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support us on Patreon. So, with that, let's talk about those opening moves before you head to Colton County. Starting with Igantre.
Alright, so let's get the immortal stuff out of the way. His plots and schemes are still the same. He's still got his alliance with the Tuatha, I believe it is. And he still has leverage on Mr. Kettle. The interruptions are the same, so I'm just going to start of session, Machinations. I'll choose one of my schemes. I'll try to form an alliance with the Power faction, not the Wiz guys.
Right, with
What?
the Brujas, the Daughters of Witches.
Yes, gonna try and form an alliance with them. So I'm going to roll their faction real quick. 2. Alright, that's a 9. So on a 7 to 9, your efforts yield an obvious and short-lived opportunity. The MC will tell you what you need to do to seize it before it expires. I also marked their faction.
Ooh, okay. Okay, that brings us the opening moves for Tucci.
All right. So, I would like to look into, I think, mortality to see if I could find out more about their intentions with the. What was the name of that microwave device again? Thing.
The Wiz.
The Wiz.
W-Y-Z-Z.
The Wiz itself. That's right. Yeah. And not just a reference to this. Okay, station. That's right. All right. Yeah, I would like to check in with them to see if they have like what their actual intentions are, or if they even have a good direction or not.
Okay, let's roll power.
6 minus 1 is 7.
Okay. Would you like to owe somebody within that faction a debt and they owe you a debt? To kind of build a relationship with Wiz before you head off to LA? I mean, head out of LA to West Virginia?
Yeah, that sounds like something I'm pretty familiar with. A favor for a favor. I get it.
Okay. Who would you like to have in your pocket?
All right, so let's see. We met up with Ari, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the only one I would have met, I think, in there.
Yeah, but you have a little...
Besides
go ahead.
Besides knowing the Winter Queen.
Well, you have a little while before you get to before you leave, so you could have met more.
Okay.
Also, I think the queens are with Las Hijas de Brujas, not Wiz.
Yeah.
True. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little. But yeah, would you like to get to know? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that Josephine was sort of working as a liaison for them, like, as far as like Wiz, like that sort of like they would have worked through the Barlow Institute to be investigating Wiz.
Right, the Barlow Institute, which I don't know if you mentioned before. That's your faction, your coven, right?
Right. That's my coven.
Okay, we'll talk about that too.
Okay. This Derek DeFazio guy looks like someone that would be good because he's the business.
Yes.
So that makes
money
sense.
Man.
Yeah, so that makes sense to be having a connection with him.
All right, very good. So you can rely on him in the future, and he can perhaps rely on you.
Right. Yeah.
He's nothing if not reliable. That brings us to Ash.
Kind of want to look into Night. I want to see if there's any sort of nefarious things going on with Ordo Sanguis or the Kingsmen in Colton County, sort of like heading over there. Scroll through Twitter, check out Reddit.
Sure. See what's trending. All right, give Night a roll.
Ooh boy, that's a 3.
Oh, you just find some dank memes, but
Hey,
no
I'll take those.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
That's a level up for me though, so I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. There's the one where it's like the guy with the girl, and he's looking at the other girl, and his girlfriend is like jealous. The jealous girlfriend is labeled Ordo Sanguis. The guy is labeled like vampires, and the new one is the Kingsman.
Oh, okay, that's pretty revealing of the area.
Yeah.
Not in any meaningful way to me, but just like the way the winds are changing for the different Night factions.
Yes. Someone wants to make that meme not too hard. And that brings us to Andrew.
Yep. So I'm gonna look into the good Reverend and see what he's doing over there, since we know. So.
Yeah, he comes from your hometown.
Yep. That is a 6. So.
All right, no idea. Just a few scattered news
No
reports.
ideas, but I do level up.
Okay.
Nice.
Always good. Mm-hmm. And then finally, that brings us to Joe.
Okay. Did he do his wolf territory thing?
Oh, right. I totally
Not
forgot.
yet. No.
Why don't you go ahead and do that, Andrew, when you're
Alright.
ready?
And oh no. That's not good. 6.
Okay. I'll just say, like, you sent maybe some scouts ahead into this town. It totally belongs to, like, the Howlers. You have no pull here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Things go. Yeah. Troubles are fast and furious.
All right. And then finally, we get to Joe.
Okay, so she's doing wild, looking into the Boreas Brotherhood, more specifically trying to track down what's-his-face, Frankie Field.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I remember you were able to... Did you pull
Yeah.
it off, or...
Well, I had pulled a hair off of him to help with tracking him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can hear me at all.
Not hear you.
So I was wondering if maybe I could, like, kind of spend a hold, like, because I never got to use any of my holds in the last game.
Ooh, okay. Well, let's roll faction. That's kind of a different thing. So we'll let you do
Yeah.
that the whole beginning, maybe.
I just, like, totally never got to do anything with the holds last time. So that's a 7. So a +1 forward wouldn't have done me any good anyway. But it's a 7.
Hmm.
Which, I was forgetting what a 7 to 9 means. So I owe someone in the faction a debt, and someone in the faction owes a debt to me.
Favor for a favor.
Mm.
Yeah. So I kind of would like to say that the person in the faction that owes me a debt is Frankie, because the thing that she did to track him down happened, because she had a whole bunch of magic left to use, so she got there and basically threatened him. Because she wanted to eat him, and he kind of talked his way out of it.
Okay. So he sort of slipped away. Or you
well,
let
he
him
also-
go at this. Mhm.
I think he talked her out of doing it.
Okay.
And that's why he owes her a debt. As far as who she owes a debt to, it would be somebody else within that faction. But I don't know who that would be.
Okay. This could be something that happened in the past if you want. Like maybe you bumped into, what was his name? Sir Basil Carrington Ford? Or not Ford. Let me look it up real quick here. Over in England? Because I know, didn't you grow up in Europe?
She lived in Berlin for a while, and then she also spent a lot of her youth in Colton County with her dad.
Oh,
Who's
okay.
one of the
Well,
howlers, but I don't know which howler he should be.
Right. Okay. So at some point, you might have run into... Where's the name? All the way at the back is the Boreas Brotherhood. Basil Carrington Thorne.
Okay,
Who's like
so
a
Basil
British occultist. Yeah.
Sure, so I owe him a debt, maybe for... I don't know the reason. I don't know the reason as far as it comes to tracking down Frankie and then deciding to not kill Frankie.
Okay. Well, it might not be related to that. It could be related to something that happened
Oh.
way earlier when you were growing up.
That's fair.
Okay. And then you... Oh, go ahead.
I would kind of like to know, because I know that I kind of threw it in here that she's a howler. Which of the howlers should be her dad?
Well, I only came up with one that will show up in this game, who I guess would be your aunt.
Yeah.
But you could think of who your dad's name would be, or I could. It could be Hank Howler, perhaps.
How old is Hank?
Or Heck Howler.
Heck?
Yeah, he would be about the same age as your mother.
Okay.
He was he was a young biker type in in 1969, so...
Yeah. I mean, he would
He's
have
a-
been a more aging biker type in the 80s, but yeah, that works.
Yes, yeah, he was kind of the washed-up bouncer of the skeleton crew. But yeah, he's a boomer, so...
Okay. Yeah,
Our
so I
boomer
guess
werewolf.
Heck Howler is her dad.
Okay. But I don't know if he'll be in Howler, in Colton County. In fact, he most definitely isn't. As all of you guys arrive in Colton County, and head to. You're supposed to meet your contact, Walter Wraith himself, at a place called the Howler Holler Mega Mountain Recreation Zone. I should ask, did you guys just drive cross country? You catch a flight? How did you get here?
Well, obviously,
I
fly.
Does a Gauntry have a private jet or something?
I'm a presidential candidate. I can get anything I want.
Okay.
So I'm guessing we took his private jet.
Yeah, I just hit
You're
your
all
ride
welcome
in
to
if you
fly
offer
along
something,
with me.
some way.
I'm down.
All right. After your private jet touches down in Huntington or somewhere like that,
The jet's
You then-
called the Azure Lizard.
I love it. After the Azure Lizard touches down, then I guess you get a rent a car and head out to the Howler Holler Mega Mountain Recreation Zone. It's a few collection of old wooden structures and cabins surrounding kind of an open dirt courtyard area.
Oh.
They're renting ATVs and lots of hiking trails, biking trails. This is the place. This is Howler Holler, where back in the day, the Howler clan made their famous moonshine and sold it. Right now, intoxicants of a whole different kind are being grown on that West Virginian soil. So,
Green
Walter.
gold.
Well, something like that. So,
Crystal
go ahead.
bathtub meth. I said
Yeah.
crystal bathtub meth.
That's a bit more on the nose there. So, Walter Wraith himself is meeting you. He's wearing a fancy kind of glamorous, shimmering sort of coat and fedora and everything, looking very out of place. And as you approach, he motions you over.
You want
Hi.
contact?
Hi, sir. I'm surprised to see you here at my family's place.
Would I know who this is at all?
Yeah.
You could
That-
put a face to a name, perhaps.
I will attempt to put a face to a name with Wild, correct?
Tucci, yeah, you might have run into him. You were together in Maryland.
Maryland.
Igashra, you have met him before, and Andrew, you've met him.
Solid
I've
10.
met him on tour.
I
Oh,
owe,
a 10.
On
Oh, sorry.
tour.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I owe him 2 debts. He's my mentor, so
Okay. So how'd you do, Ash?
I rolled a 10. 11 minus 1.
Oh
Sweet.
man. So how do you know him?
Let me pull up his backstory quickly, and how I would know him. 'Cause
Yes,
I-
he's in Las Yestebas. Which queen is he? He's one of the big
Oh.
four.
He's power, not knight. Not wild.
Yes.
yeah.
That's a 12.
He's
Sweet.
I
Even
probably
better.
have done. I probably have procured things for him in the past, specifically things related to the Fae, and probably stolen from a personal collection at one point.
I mean,
Uh,
considering I owe you 2 debts for recovering artifacts, and Walter's the person I was recovering artifacts for at that time.
So I was hoping to restore his personal collection. Is that what you're saying?
I
Oh.
shut my camera off for some reason. My bad.
Yeah,
I think
I was
my-
just
what-
saying that it combines really nicely with the debts that I owe to Ash Fitzpatrick.
Right
Oh,
on.
cool. Okay.
So by intermediary, that's how I know Walter is through Joe.
Oh, I see. Okay. So he looks at all you and he's like, well, it is a relief to see some friendly faces here in the heart of hillbilly country.
Nice to
mean-
meet you again, Walter.
Yeah.
They're called hillbillies.
They really prefer hillbillies. Don't call them rednecks. They will eat you alive.
I was just called a mountain folk.
They like
Tucci.
hillbillies.
Okay, good to know. Duly noted.
Tucci, how are you? Are you making yourself seen and heard, or what's our? Also, what would you like to do here?
No, this is a Dallas question. Was Maryland the previous arc?
Yes, Marybrook, Maryland.
Yeah. I wasn't part of that one. Tucci was from the one shot New York.
Right. Oh, okay.
He had the battle cocaine Santa.
Yes, I remember. Great times.
Yeah.
I used Tucci as
Tucci
an
was
NPC.
in Maryland, but he was an NPC. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you might not know his experiences
No.
there.
Gotcha. I just
but,
wanted to make sure that I was clear on my experiences versus. Okay.
Right. Totally understand. So he's like, well, I appreciate you giving me a little information here. I sure can use it. Anyhow, here's what I've been able to figure out so far. Okay, so woman named Hester Howler runs this place.
Can I ask, as a character, what's Hester Howler's relation to Heck Howler?
Sister, like younger sister.
Oh.
Yeah, she took over the family business. I guess these werewolves were into moonshining back in the day.
Oh, that's the truth.
Yeah.
But to be fair to my family, the Kennedys also did that. So
A lot of people did it.
yeah.
Honey, if we were going to talk about like what the Kennedys did, and if that was okay, that would excuse a whole lot of sins.
Okay. Well, I mean, my mom's really into the Kennedys, so
Oh,
sorry.
All right, that's fair. I get it. Understand why. The whole Boston thing, Irish thing. Understandable. Well, speaking of politics, the person you guys got to get close to, and who I got to stay far away from, is Reverend Ed Kettle.
ooh,
Yeah.
Ed Kettle.
I still got bad memories of what he did back in the 80s in Marybrook, and it looks like he's up to his tricks again in a fashion.
Of course.
I honestly thought he was going to turn over the new leaf. Honestly did.
When does anybody turn over a new leaf?
You'd
No.
honestly be surprised.
Josephine kind of blushes at the people can't turn over a new leaf, and when does anybody turn over a new leaf? And kind of wipes a little tear away from her eye.
Oh, man.
I roll perception to notice.
yeah.
I probably don't
I mean,
notice, to be honest.
I mean, I think people can change. I think that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
You
Okay,
wouldn't seem to be
it's
disappointed either.
some to change, but I will say, for Ed, it's harder.
Yeah, Wraith gives you like a comforting smile. And he's like, we have to hope so. But Kettle, well, I understand you were in Los Angeles looking after those whiz machines.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the substance that powers them, that blood of the earth, I think Kettle's hawking it. He's selling it.
Ooh.
He calls it Bible blood.
I'd like to roll on mortality to see if I know anything about this Bible blood business.
Sure.
I think that'd be under mortality. He's still mortality, isn't he?
Yeah, it's the equivalent of like investigate the place of power. Yes, new fellowship of faith is mortality.
She doesn't know anything about it. I rolled a 6.
Okay. Well, it's not surprising if you're not in the whole like evangelical circuit. It might not have crossed your mind. If you don't watch movies called like Back from Heaven, you probably don't know what Bible blood is. So, according to Kettle, he's got this Bible, these magical Bibles that like bleed this sort of black ichor stuff that brings all sorts of miracle cures and healings and all that. It's a new variety of snake oil, but the stuff's selling like hotcakes, and this is the place. A lot of desperate people who will believe anything, I suppose. Anyhow,
Oh.
Can we get our hands on some of it?
I can work on doing that.
well, to get on, what you really want to get your hands on is Kettle. And you can find both at the Fellowship Festival he's throwing in town.
Okay.
Problem is...
okay.
Oh, go ahead. Joe?
No, okay. Keep going. I'll say what I'm going to say afterwards.
Problem is, you got to get some tickets. And one who does have tickets, a local notable, is Hester Howler. I haven't really made inroads with her, but seeing as she's your family, maybe that could help.
Could I see if I've interacted with Hester?
Sure. Why don't you roll, put a face to a name? She'd be under Knight.
Yes.
Oh.
That's a 10.
Nice.
Whoa.
Mhm.
All right. What do you think your relationship is like with her?
I would say sort of like on my sort of like tour that I had this like idea in my head that like I sort of did like a semi backpacking tour, just sort of
Werewolf
did this whole
World Tour?
Yeah. Kind of backpacking, sort of just sort of living out of my suitcase, like kind of a thing. And so that was
Okay.
maybe like
You like stayed at
On
the
my-
hauler for a little bit on your way?
yeah, I'd say so.
She put you up for a while? Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think since I would say I met Hack in Maryland, so he sort of, since he was staying in my territory when he was there, he sort of put the word out that I would be coming in, and they put me up for a little bit.
Ah, okay. All right, sounds good. Joe.
So first of all, quick side note, I finally realized why Colleen would have been wanting to go to Maryland is because she had already gotten together with Hex and she was pregnant with Josephine at the time. So that would explain why she wanted to expand her territory to Maryland for no particularly great reason. So that's cool. That's a little plot hole filled in for me. And
Yeah.
second of all, I was hoping that even though I know that I know her, maybe we want to put a face to the name with Hester to see if Hester currently thinks very highly of Josephine.
Yeah, that's okay. Sounds good.
So let's see if I'm setting up problems. Oh, dang, I rolled really freaking well.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I got a 9, and I'm -2 with Knight.
Hey!
That's
Success!
what you could hope for, perhaps. All right, she's
Good
your
roll.
beloved
Oh.
aunt. Yeah, I mean, it could have been better. There was a chance.
I would have had to have rolled a 12, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. While this is going on, can I pull up my phone and start scrolling through the forums to see if anybody is in the area who might be able to hook us up with a meeting with Ed Kettle at the festival?
Sure.
So I'm gonna try to roll. I'm gonna try to hit the streets with my network.
Okay. So ticket scalpers.
That's not necessarily trying to get tickets into it. Trying to
Mhm.
when we're there, we're guaranteed a meeting with Ed.
Oh, I see.
Like
Okay.
we're a couple people who are interested in what he's selling.
Yeah, one-on-one.
So I rolled an 11.
Whoa.
So I think that's a person in my network named Raven Locke. She's gonna meet us kind of outside, having put a good word in with Ed Kettle to give us like the okay. And so when we get there, we're like not escorted in, but like fast pass through security, and they don't really check us if they can.
What's the name of
Right.
the festival again? I keep forgetting it.
The Fellowship Festival.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
And this
pretty
recreation center's the something Howler Recreation Center.
simple. Howler Holler Mega Mountain Recreation Center. Egantre,
Yeah. Could I do something real quick?
go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to talk with Walter Rafe just about this whole situation with the Bible blood, because Egantry knows exactly what it is.
All right. So you kind of pull him aside. Maybe the rest of you guys are going to check in with Hester.
Unless anyone else wants to do something before this.
No, but I will say that my character is very, very incredibly unlikely to ever leave Walter Wraith's side if she is near Walter Wraith.
Okay, so maybe you're hanging back a little bit too.
Yeah, unless he dismisses her and is like, this is private business, go away. Like,
Ah.
she's...
Mhm.
She's very noticed me senpai about this guy.
Senpai noticed me. All right, well, let's check in. Let's see what he probably won't dismiss you unless he really thinks it's necessary. So what is Agantre? What do you say to him?
Walter, we both know exactly what the so-called Bible blood is. And we know we can't allow it to continue. So if you and the Queens want to really protect this world, you're going to help me stop the circulation of all of this. In fact, I had an old friend here who could probably help, but don't know if he's still around. Do you know the Mr. Sue?
I mean, I've read some files about him. I've heard some stories, but... Well, Agantre, I hate to break it to you. That was like 80 years ago, and he was old then. I mean... I guess you being as old as you are, and still looking as good as you do, you haven't noticed this, but the world kind of rolls on without you. Like, I've got wrinkles since you last saw me.
And at the reminder, Agantre just looks down and says, "Oh, should have realized that."
Yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, I guess the thing you gotta deal with more and more.
It's alright. I can carry on my old friend's work by stopping this. And I'm trying to do chameleon with Walter Rafe, just to, not as a spy, but just to, get close to the faction.
Right, kind of join in? Okay.
Yeah, so let me roll that. 3 and a 5, that's an 8. So I get to hold 2, and he considers me one of his own faction for the rest of the scene.
Okay. Alright, so he says, so, Agantre, you're speaking my language. You're saying the right things about stopping the blood of the earth. And I gotta know, like, when you get up, if your presidential campaign kicks off right, Las Ias, we could use your support.
And I could use yours. I mean, I need all the funding I can get on this, to be honest.
Well, we can take up like a collection. I mean, I think it's gonna have to be a lot of small donors, but we'll do what we can.
That I can do.
All right. And with that, a bargain is struck. So, is everybody heading to see Hester Howler?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going.
All right.
Yep.
You guys kind of cut through the main cabin. You go outside. She's overlooking a field of like opium poppies that she's got growing there, and she's looking them over and just kind of like shaking her head. She's a powerfully built.
Just gone straight into Ozarks.
Yeah. Different region, same horrible criminal crop. She's like a powerfully built werewolf woman in like a plaid checkered shirt and jeans, and like an old faded cowboy hat, just looking over the stuff there. And she's like, she spins around. She notices you first, Joe, and she's like, "Well, if it isn't my favorite niece, come
Hi,
on,
Annie.
give your
She
old
gives-
Annie a hug."
She gives her a hug.
Yeah, we call them
good
wolf
to see-
hugs down here.
We do. Yeah. The best summers of my life were actually spent around here. Not so much helping out in the fields, but I don't know. I mean, they come in useful in my profession now.
Well, that's right.
How are
I
you
do
doing,
appreci-
Auntie?
Oh, I'm getting by, baby Joe. I'm thinking of changing up the cash crops here. It was, well, it was moonshine back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the market for that went away. We transitioned into crystal meth. But then that sort of, the market for that kind of went away, and a whole new market for heroin popped up because of all these pills. Everybody started getting hooked. Now, though, I've just been kind of looking around, seeing about what happens and all the death it's caused. I'm thinking, it's time for a change.
Have you tried marijuana?
Funny you
Like-
should mention that.
That green gold.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
Funny
Well-
you mention it.
Yeah, see, I know you guys want. Well, she's like, the problem with that is that, I want the Howlers to be as close to legitimate as possible. I know it's a little odd with all the illegal plants being grown here. And I could make the switch to growing that good old reefer. The problem was marijuana's legality is a little iffy at the
In
moment.
the air.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
I mean, especially in West Virginia. We
Very
aren't
true,
exactly
West
in
Virginia.
California here.
That's
Yeah.
true.
that is very
I
true.
know. The market definitely exists, but do I really want to move into something when its status is so risky?
I mean, it's legal. It's legal medicinally in Ohio now.
All right, well, we could truck it over to Ohio, but I don't know.
I know it's still a bit of a thing. Auntie, I've been thinking about the fact that maybe the Coven could help out with making the drugs a bit enhanced, sort of enhancing the street value. I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
All right, well, you come to me a couple months ago, I would have said, "Gosh darn, let's do it." But now,
Yeah.
maybe we could use them to help grow something new. The problem was, if only we could get somebody into like government to help us out.
Hey, I know a perfect person for that. Hey, Agantre.
Yes.
I think we have some future Agantre supporters for president.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
So
Need to be creepy about it, dude.
yeah,
Nah,
like, so you
that's
Yeah,
the
that's-
dragon in him.
So you're thinking you want to do like decriminalization?
Yeah.
A decriminalization of what exactly are you selling?
Well, it'll be of marijuana. So we can
Good,
start.
good.
That would be
Like, we
that would
start-
be easier to do. That'd be an
Yeah.
easier start.
And not all
We
the
start
heroin.
growing
and
it
cocaine.
now. You get into office and it passes.
Yeah.
We'll have we're ready to harvest right as the laws change. That would be nice.
Yes.
But all right, you're gonna do it.
That'll be a great campaign slogan.
We get a
Legal
lot of people.
marijuana throughout the country. Most people want it anyways. So
Hey,
why not?
win-win.
I mean, it
Might be a
is
little
also
trouble
technically
with
on the platform of Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. I'm just,
I don't
Hey.
know. I think I got a shot against them.
We got a big tent. All right, put her there, and with that, a deal is struck. So you owe a debt to Hester Howler.
All right.
She's like, now there's one more little hiccup to that issue though, because I do like to hedge my bet some. I understand you guys want tickets to the Fellowship Festival.
Be nice.
Well, I'll give them to you. You know, I got a few because I'm a local entrepreneur. Provided you get the message of legalization into the hands of someone else who's going to be there, a certain senator by the name of Hoxton.
Might be a little difficult, but
Yeah, I mean he's on the other side of the aisle, but this guy votes his wallet, and also, you seem very persuasive.
I think we can handle that.
Politician to
hey,
politician.
Auntie, is my old dirt
Yes,
bike
Dave,
is my old dirt bike Mangler still in working condition?
Mangler.
Oh, I kept it just like you left it, darling. All
Nice, and the-
ready to go. It's over in the garage.
Cool, and the leather jacket with the growling wolf on the back. I think I can still fit into that.
If only I could fit into some of my old jeans. I saved it over there in the closet in the guest room.
Cool. She goes and puts her wolf leather jacket on and then rides dirt bikes for a while.
All right, well, you guys fooling around on dirt bikes. I think you're ready to go to the Fellowship Festival. She gives you the keys, the tickets, after you make the promise to talk to Senator Hoxton.
While I hear, can I take a look around the place to see if I can try to find their operation? I'm kind of curious about what they're doing to their crystal.
You mean the opium they're growing?
Oh, the opium, yeah, the opium. Sorry, opium.
Mhm.
Because I assume I probably have heard of Howler Moonshine.
Okay, why don't you roll investigate a place of power with Knight?
Fail.
Ah,
Learn nothing.
all right.
Damn it, they're not doing anything special like they did in the past.
Yeah, I'm afraid the market for whiskey that turns you into a werewolf is just like bottomed out. Nobody wants that anymore.
You know, honestly,
Alright.
I feel like open that would have turned you into a werewolf would have been pretty dope. I feel like they're
Ooh.
missing a little bit there.
Be hard to control though.
Perhaps.
I mean, yeah.
We lost Cat. At least she can pop back in.
It would be hard to
Sure.
control, but it'd be fun.
It's just has to restart. She'll be back.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
So.
Yeah,
okay,
I will
go
say
ahead.
I'm gonna try and sort of in the meantime while Joe is doing the dirt bikes, I'm sort of trying to talk up our good Howler friend.
Yeah, Hester
I-
definitely knows you.
Yeah. I was just sort of like I'm trying to make a connection to sort of make it easier to maybe get a few of her members to sort of be willing to help me out. Maybe even like come in and out of the pack of my own pack.
Oh, sure.
as I
Okay.
sort of like I do mention that we are a loose knit pack. People come and go as they please, so they don't. It's not a permanent thing. So
Okay. Why don't you give me a persuade an NPC?
okay. Let's see. Persuade is with hearts.
Mhm.
Okay. It's a 9.
Oh, all right, pretty good. Okay, she's like, Andrew, you're as sweet as apple pie.
I try.
I'd be happy to loan you some of my boys, some real knockabout mountain wolves.
Always good
I'm
to
sure
have
they're-
those, right?
Yeah, they're sympathetic to what you're trying to do here. On one condition.
Of course.
Gotta make sure. Now, it'd be good having Hoxton in my court. It's good having Egantre in my court.
Mhm.
It would be really good if I could get Reverend Kettle in my court as well. He's something of a kingmaker around here, so if he could bless my enterprise, I'd appreciate it.
Gotcha. Well, that'd be interesting to see if we can persuade him to do that. He is very much a, don't know how he would feel about what goes on here. Being a
Well,
quote-unquote good Christian man.
As a reverend, what do you think his interests would be outside of the church that we could possibly sweeten the deal with?
right. Well, I mean, Tucci, you might have seen him on TV there back in the day. He's a prosperity gospel kind of guy, so
That he was.
yeah,
So
private.
perhaps any way that he could take credit for something or get a little more fame out of it?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, money is something he's certainly all about, but fame is a close second.
Very true. Yeah.
Sorry, I lost my internet connection.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
did I
we went out
miss?
at about- we went out at about the same time, Kat.
Okay,
Oh.
so it's all right. It happens.
Basically, I was talking to Hester and sort of getting things, getting
I was trying to-
on her good side.
Well, I guess
Oh.
it's a good thing that my character went off riding her dirt bike then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
was
worked
looking
out.
around for the opium version of Howler Moonshine. Wasn't successful.
I know.
Yeah.
Was
So that's
hoping.
kind of
Howler
that's-
heroin, we're not doing.
That's
Howler
kind of-
heroin. Oh my god.
It's just too
Oof.
real.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah.
that's kind of why my character was bringing up the magic stuff, was because she's thinking about the family tradition,
Mhm.
Well,
like
now
of
hopefully,
enhancing the drugs.
right. Well, hopefully, with your coven's help, the family can transition to a much less harmful to the community narcotic.
Well, as long as we can get that bitch Blair on board, then it's fine.
We'll have to see. So we'll cut ahead. All 5 of you have your tickets, or 4 of you. I guess the ghost doesn't really need them.
Nah,
And you're heading to the
those
Fellowship.
stinking tickets.
Yeah.
Don't need, you just float right in.
Is Walter also going to the festival, or is he staying behind?
Yeah, he'll hang back. The whole, evangelical Christianity isn't really his scene.
What?
Understandably.
Yeah. So, downtown Colton City, where moonshiners once raced and battled Delver Amalgamated's gun thugs, is now taken over by an assortment of bright white booths and exhibits. All... Do we lose... Oh, there we go. You're back. Okay.
Yeah, it keeps happening for some reason. I don't know.
All right, we'll power through. All hawking various methods of holiness. A chorus of shofars, handy weapons in the battle against demons, blows continuously. A monument to miners killed recently in a cave-in heaves under the weight of flowers as the locals pay their respects. Next to it, Reverend Ed Kettle himself sells vials of his Bible blood to a vast line. Huge TVs overlooking the audience show Kettle and the president, with matching grins and golf outfits in a spacious Mar-a-Lago ballroom. That's right. God sent me a vision. Or maybe it was Jesus, one of the two. Speakers pump in Kettle's narration. A holy prophecy that the righteous would soon have a defender, that our salvation would arrive. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, it has. In the distance, the shofars blow louder. So you meet Raven
Ravenlock.
Locke. Yes, I wrote her name down here. She meets you at the end. She's looking it over, and she's like, you take these passes. She gives you some, like, VIP.
Thank you.
Trying to think of a fun religious thing for the eye that the eye would stand for. Very enlightened person. Spelled wrong.
Yeah, I would imagine that.
Yeah, she's like, you can cut right to the head of the line there. Kettle's over there doing his selling the Bible blood. I already
Thank you
got
very
me a
much.
bottle.
I was gonna ask if you wanted someone out, but we're gonna hop in line. But thanks.
I'm gonna brush my teeth with it.
So
Shit.
Joe has really white trashed herself up before coming here, by the way. So she's got on like out of style jeans because they were jeans from when she was younger, so they're just out of style anyway. And she's like put on a t-shirt that says like Jesus is rad or something like that.
All right, you fit right in.
What were you just offered, by the way? Just quick, curious question, real quick.
Who? Me by
Patrick?
Raven?
Yeah.
Oh, I got us some VIP tickets to go straight to the front of the line and talk to Ed.
Okay, I want to make sure I heard that right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Front of the line.
I-
Okay, cool.
I called Raven ahead of time just so that I knew someone was gonna be out here scoping this place for my network. So got lucky it was Raven.
Gotcha. Cool. Thank you.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Well, do we want to go around and say what our plans are? Because I feel like everybody might have different plans, or...
That might be.
Okay, I think Tucci has something.
Yeah, we're at a festival, right?
Yes, there's like lots of tents and booths selling like books and trinkets and pamphlets, all kinds of all under the Fellowship of the Faith kind of auspices.
Okay. Okay, so I'm either going to try to speak as God to Ed, or I'm going to either first see if there's anybody doing anything that's like drugs around there that I could influence him with first, and then really make him think he's talking to.
God's a New Yorker.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me, God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if you're looking for drugs, maybe real quick hit the streets.
Cool.
I guess you could do it with mortality because it's Fellowship.
4, 2, and 1 is 7. Woo.
Okay.
I find some bad shit, maybe some low grade. I don't know.
Some real bad acid.
No, I don't know. Go ahead, Michael. Sorry.
No, I kind of like that. Like, you find it, and it will make him... But it's, like, extremely powerful. Like, it will really... It will cause some heavy-duty hallucinations.
Cool.
So, like, it works, but it works too well, you might say.
All right, and
All right, so you get that. What are the rest of you guys doing?
first level.
Joe?
Well, I planned on poking around to see if either known members of Power or known members of Wild are here. I feel like it's very likely that known members of Wild, like the Boreas Brotherhood, might be at this festival.
Okay. Fair. Why don't you give me?
But
Go
I
ahead.
feel like if Power, I feel like Power having interest in this festival is represented through this group. So I feel like maybe I'm more looking for other things, but I don't know.
Why don't you roll investigate a place of power with mortality?
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay.
But to be specific, I'm not looking for members of Mortality. I'm looking for members of other factions.
Right. You don't really see. The Boreas Bund is not present.
Okay.
Boreas Brotherhood, I should say. The Bund was their Nazi predecessors. Difference, I guess. But you do see. Yeah. Mhm. You do see Senator Hoxton,
Okay.
who was a member of Wild in the past. He's like,
But he's
Mhm.
but he's not anymore.
No, he sort of slid into. He got respectable and joined the Fellowship.
Okay.
Senator Hollis Hogjaw Hoxton. He's wearing a business suit, big red tie, and he's also signing autographs over at a booth, kind of a little bit to the side of Reverend Kettles. And you can tell every once in a while he looks over to Reverend Kettle and the two kind of exchange knowing glances.
If this is a thing to know something about Hogston, I'll go over to Hogston, talk to him.
All right, anyone going with you?
I kind of need to talk to us.
I feel like Montolia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you swing over. Hoxton finishes signing his next autograph, and he faces you guys, and he's like, "Montolio Egantre,
Senator Hoxton.
yeah,
And we
our
do that.
third party Haluka, prankster, maybe the better word."
Hey.
Yeah, never discount the underdog, Senator.
Well, let me tell you, son, third parties in America don't win, and those that go against me tend to lose. So I'd say the odds are stacked pretty firmly against you.
Are you running for president, Mr. Hoxton?
Oh, no, ma'am. No. My attentions are much more earthly.
Because I gotta say, you don't have any real beef with Montolio then, do you?
I suppose not. Just figured I would share a little bit of political wisdom.
Fair.
Political wisdom, this guy says. He's not even seeing a great opportunity for himself.
Opportunity, you say?
Yes, my friend. You know how all the country wants, right? That what they've been wanting for years. And yet,
And what would that
no one
be?
Weed, my friend.
Huh.
We've done the research so far. It's harmless. Treat it as alcohol, tax it, and you'll be great. It's no wonder here California's already legalized it, and I think the rest of the country should go along as well, don't you think?
Interesting.
I visibly grimace at somebody just having said to a person in West Virginia that we should follow California.
Yeah, wasn't the best idea.
I mean, he is from Florida originally, so...
Yeah,
maybe it's a
that
little
doesn't
different.
make it any better.
Perhaps.
You know,
All
Well,
right,
I'm not
well,
from either
we're still in the
state,
South.
so I don't really care.
why don't you roll Persuade, Egantre?
No problem. Get my virtual dice. That's a 9 total.
Ooh, okay. I mean, unless someone could assist to push it over the edge.
I'll assist by being just because it's popular in an idiot fool place like California doesn't mean it wouldn't be good money around here too, sir. I gotta say, as a member of the Howler clan, well, we'd be right tickled to also have your support, I'm sure. She keeps getting more and more southern the longer she's here, which is
The accent.
honestly,
creeps up.
honestly, it's on purpose.
Yeah, I mean that feels true to life, I guess. Okay, why don't you roll into hand?
Okay, what's it to lend a hand? I forget.
Roll with.
I-
Go ahead.
Roll with the character you're helping's faction. So
Yes.
power.
Oh, well, what's your faction, Agantre?
Power.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear. That's a 12. You're welcome.
Ooh,
Nice.
that moves to a 10.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
Very good.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, so Hoxton says, well, now that you mention it, I kind of do see the way the wind is blowing. And it's not like I'm going to lose any voters. I mean, what else people in my heavily gerrymandered district going to do? I can pretty much do and say whatever I want and I'll stay in office. So, yeah, why not?
You know, sir,
Hell,
you
I
could,
might even sponsor the bill. Legalize
sir,
it. Mhm.
you could even spin it as a way to, like, take care of that horrible opioid crisis that's happening in this country.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Free publicity.
Yeah, I like it. All right, well, you've convinced me. And they say bipartisanship is dead. And he like checks his watch. Now, and speaking of reaching across the aisle and meeting some political friends, I do have a meeting with the good Reverend over there in a little bit, so you'll have to
join?
excuse me. He's thinking about it, and he's like, well, here's the issue. It's something of a private nature, so afraid I'm gonna have to say no.
I thought we were doing business over here, Senator. I mean, my associate and I have proven ourselves to be fine idea persons.
Something you will soon learn, son, is that when you're talking politics, you gotta be careful who's overhearing.
Hmm.
And he pulls himself up from the table. He's like, well, sorry, folks, I'm finished. I'll be around a little bit. Gotta go drain the lizard, so to speak.
See a man about a horse.
Yeah, that's right. And he sort of like ambles off. But you can see Kettle is like watching him go, and he's also getting ready to slip away from his station. So
I'm gonna whisper to Joe real quick. I'm going to ruin that man's entire career.
ooh. All right. So Ash, Andrew, Tucci, what are you guys doing while this is going on?
Well, if the plan is to go dose Ed Kettle, I'm into this plan. I got some ideas that I want to do. I think my plan is to just see what he does about. I don't know. Maybe dose one of the vials containing the blood of the earth. So that when
The
he
Bible
takes,
blood, as he calls it
the
now.
Bible blood. So like when he takes the dose, he just loses his mind. So he begins like, and we try to persuade him off of ever selling this stuff, seeing how bad it was for him.
Okay. Tucci, Andrew, are you gonna like assist this scheme or make it happen?
Yeah, I'll help out.
Oh, we lost Kat again. Hope she comes back.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
work through it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who's kind of taking point on this plan to drug Reverend Kettle?
Well,
I would
Tucci,
say
what was your
that
plan with it? Like, you're gonna do what with it? Just drug him for the hell of it and act like you're God?
yeah, because I want to influence him.
Okay.
Mm.
I want to influence his direction and things so that he can influence other people
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in for this.
because he's important and he's also got his hands in a new drug trade, which I also want to change. I don't like that idea.
I want that trade done.
Right, so I want to influence him as much as possible. So if you could possibly just be the actual human distraction to talk to him,
Oh yeah. I
so
got
he
it.
has
Yeah.
actual interaction,
Mhm.
and then I start talking once it affects, so that he really thinks it's somebody else.
No, it's
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm trying to remember like how good of a relationship I had with Mr. Kettle
Probably not a
way
good
back
one.
when.
Yeah, I mean, you
It was
To be
clashed.
honest.
We
At the
clashed,
end,
but
you
I don't know if
kind
we.
of-
I don't know if we actually like ended on a sour note. I think it was sort of kind of neutral.
Yeah, you did
Bittersweet.
sort of provide some help to him at the end.
Yeah.
He's a troubled man.
Tried to reconcile him with his son.
Hmm.
Obviously didn't take.
Hey, she's back.
Hey,
Sorry, but my internet keeps going out.
No,
Okay,
I mean-
we'll fight through it.
You're back. That's
You're here.
Yeah,
What,
that's the
what thing
important-
did I miss?
We're planning to drug Kettle.
we were just discussing our
Yeah.
plan on
Ooh,
Oh,
Well,
well, what's the plan?
getting Ed. That's
we're
all.
gonna drug Ed Kettle and make him believe that Tucci, the New Yorker, is the voice of God.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start channeling energy. Then.
Okay, so how are you getting that bad stuff into Kettle's body?
So
This
I
is-
just chant.
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. I think I'm gonna go over with like a water bottle. And I want to reach into my arcane bag because I have no other thing to do to try to like get the dose inside and see what comes out of my bag. So, all powerful game master, what do I pull out of the bag?
Oh man, the holy syringe of Saint Sebastian.
That's what this went. What does
Yep.
it do?
You can inject people with it.
Okay, so
It's like a bubonic plague era syringe.
Oh God! I hope they
Um,
sanitize this. I start filling up the best I can to get it in there. Yeah.
So
Go ahead,
I
Joe.
rolled an 11 on my channeling. So yeah, I'm holding a lot. So you found a syringe. Did we find a drug to inject him with?
I believe the drug was what he found, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Have- yeah.
I have found that a while ago. I just was waiting to get to this scene for it.
Yeah, some low-grade LSD.
Yeah, some powerful shit.
So yes, I'm going to take the water bottle, take the syringe, and get that sucker poisoned, and then just like this bag is weird, and I put it away.
Josephine says to you, after you inject him with that, I can.
Oh, I'm not injecting him. He's drinking the water bottle.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, if you were
inject
gonna
the top-
inject him,
I feel like that's a little aggressive, isn't it?
well, I was just gonna say, if you inject him, I can make him forget that you did it.
Yeah, but can you make everybody else in the area forget that we did that? Because we're kind of in public right now.
No.
Oh,
Well, I didn't know where you planned on slipping him. Like if you're gonna stab him when he was going to the head, or what's going on?
It's true. Clarification then before we continue this conversation. His booth, is he just kind of sitting out in the front of the booth, dealing stuff out, or like people going inside the tent he's in and then coming out with the stuff?
It's kind of both. There's like sort of a mesh curtain there. You can see him through it. So he's in the shade. But he
He's
is
in the
like, there's people around him though.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, so poisoning
Walking
by
up to the
water
table
bottle.
and he's giving out, the vials of Bible blood.
I like where your head's at there, Joe. I just don't know if it's gonna be easy to pull that off. I appreciate
Well, how many people are being let in and out of the tent at a time?
Well, there's like a mesh covering that people can see inside still.
I mean, it's thick mesh. And it's really only like one or two at a time.
Yeah, all we gotta
Okay.
do is we have a couple of us going at a time, and then you just inject him with the shit.
Good call. Let's do that then.
That works.
Retcon, I did not inject in the water bottle. Shot before I did.
All right, you just got the giant syringe.
Yeah, it's horrifying looking.
Yeesh.
Okay, so are all four of you and the ghost heading in through the tent together?
Yeah, pass out the VIP badges.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But thanks to those, you go right to the front and you head right into his tent for the personal audience.
Is Howler there?
No, Hester Howler did not accompany you.
I wanted to flash this right in front of his face.
Were you talking to Hogjaw Hoxton?
Hoxton, gotcha.
Yes.
Got them messed up. My bad.
No,
Hoxton.
he's still waiting for his meeting a little bit further back. So,
Cool. I'm gonna flash this in his face.
Nice.
or actually, yeah, I'll say he's meeting with him just a little bit later. So,
Yeah.
All right, so you come in. Reverend Kettle looks up. I mean, he's still got like the shock of white hair and like the fancy televangelist outfit.
Well, howdy, I'm just pleased as punch to meet ya.
Honestly, Reverend, this is an honor to be able to meet you in person of all things. This is just This is fantastic. I'm so glad to be here.
Well, please come and shake a poor sinner's hand. But then he looks right over at Andrew, and he's like, I've met a lot of brothers and sisters over the years. You seem a little familiar.
It has been some time, Reverend. We've helped each other out in times of need. I helped out with your son a while back.
Oh yeah, he's doing all right. We're still in touch. He's kind of living his own. He's living his own life.
Well, that's good that you're still in touch.
Yeah, I mean, a little embarrassed by me, to be honest, but we do what we can.
Well, sons can be that way, I'm sure.
But
Don't
yeah,
I know it?
I remember it was you and all when heavy metal music and role playing games were the enemy. Oh boy, talk about a flashback.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully now we got a whole bunch of bands that play that sort of music for the Lord instead.
Yeah, who'd have thunk it?
Very true. Yeah.
By the way, my character's intention is to be doing a distraction here so that you can sneak around and, do your thing.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So as soon as
sticking
this
out.
conversation is, I'm gonna kind of inch my way around his side as they're conversing between. I'm blanking on people's names right now. This is awful. Sorry.
Sorry.
Between Nick and Joe, and as soon as he's rightfully distracted, I'm just gonna jab him right in the neck with it.
But I'll tell you, can I shake your hand? I ain't shaking your hand since I was a little girl and you came to the holler. You remember that, Reverend?
Oh, I think Tucci wants to do something real quick, so
No,
he
no.
reaches for the handshake. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not trying to interrupt the handshake. Just as the jab happens, I want to do something.
Ooh. Okay, so he reaches over for the handshake, and let's have Ash roll. Let's have Ash roll. Let it out.
Let it out? Oh, not unleash.
You're not really attacking him.
I mean,
feel.
I'm jabbing him with a needle.
So,
All right. Yeah, you can roll. Unleash attack.
Cool. I'm gonna use Wield the Arcane.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get
Yes.
automatically a 10+. However, the item is broken after this.
Oh man, you destroyed the holy syringe of Saint Sebastian.
So as I stab him in the neck, I push the plunger down, and I hear a snap as I realize the plunger is broken now, so it's completely inoperable.
All right.
like-
You give him. Okay.
In the bag.
He gets the dose. Tucci.
I would. Never mind. I was just trying to assist with that, basically. But you did I didn't know you had a move that would give you like a 10+ auto, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
So, never mind.
it's a really nice one.
I was just going to provide like a distraction, like as a noise, so that he wouldn't, look at your direction and still just take the handshake.
Thank you. I'm not leaving anything to fate right now.
So while I'm holding his hand and before I mess up his memories, I reach out and grab a piece.
Uh-oh.
No, cat.
Right when she
Right
was
in the middle of
saying
her
something.
description.
Oh man.
No. Let's hope she can pop back in.
hmm
I'll give it another minute or so. Maybe we can we can always retcon it back.
I think we know that she's taking some hair.
Yeah. That's probably
Okay.
what it was. Yeah.
Tucci. So he's been injected.
Okay. So yeah, while he's having conversations, I'm just going to come in as a completely, obviously different voice. I am going to make sure that I, at the moment, mark corruption so that I can only be heard, so that if he swings wildly or gets up or whatever, he can't touch me or see me at the moment. So then I'm going to speak to him and be like, well, Reverend, I appreciate all the good work you've been doing.
What?
Do you know who this is?
Is this the voice of the Lord?
Man, I can't pull anything past you. That's how good you are.
He falls to his knees and he's like, I'm seeing a holy vision right now.
I bet you are. That's what I can do. Now,
Whoa, God, I never knew you were so streetwise.
I don't try to do much. I just try to do what's necessary. And that's what I need you to do. Reverend, I need you to do what's ultimately necessary. Can you do that for me? Nothing like, nothing magical, nothing powerful. That'll all come later. But you need to do something necessary for me.
What do you want, Lord?
I need you to switch your operation that you're doing with this heroin. It may be a good money biz, but it's not good for the people. And you need the people, Reverend. I need you to switch it over to something that's just going to be a lot better for the economy, the people, and our environment. I need you to go green. All right, Reverend? Think green. And
I mean, like,
I got the perfect person that is going to help you with all this. His name is Montolio Agantri. You need to back him as much as possible.
Oh, Agantri, I remember him.
He
back in the 80s, him and me had a run-in. Oof.
He is your new ticket, though.
Oh,
bygones
boy.
be bygones.
Look,
bygones
Lord,
be bygones.
Lord, I'm grateful you even talked to me, but can it be someone else?
Forgiveness.
May I? Lord.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Want to do what you were doing, Kat?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right.
Uh,
Why don't we finish with that, and then we'll see. We'll have Tucci's gonna have to make a roll here, maybe to persuade, to get him to accept this holy message.
Well, what I was going to do has a lot to do with that because I'm using memory wipe on him.
Oh, all right.
As I'm sure that the drugs have made him vulnerable to suggestion.
Absolutely.
So I am spending one hold to make him forget that he got injected. And then I am spending a corruption and another hold to give him a fake memory.
Whoa, a memory of like a divine visitation kind of thing?
Yes. So basically, when I entered, the sky opened up and the face of God appeared to him. And the face of God looked very much like himself because I believe that he's a narcissist. And the more God looks like him, the happier he's going to be.
and then God spoke with Tucci's voice.
And God spoke to Tucci's voice and says, "Listen, my son, for I have a message." And she like clicks her fingers at Tucci like, "You're on."
All right, you know what, Tucci? I think with that, you don't even have to roll. Like, all you guys have worked together for this, so he is like totally in the pocket here.
Now go.
All right, so he's like,
child.
oh, okay, you're right. Forgiveness, I'll do it, but look, God, you know everything.
Maybe mention Howler, Tucci.
What do you want me to?
Because she wanted to have the good Reverend sort of back her up as well. So
I thought just Senator Hoxton.
No,
You
both.
did get, huh?
Oh,
Yep.
both. Sorry.
Both.
Okay, my
That was
bad.
kind of a
yes,
Okay,
Hester
my bad.
Also
I wrote down the
asked-
senator, but I forgot to write down Hester as well.
Yeah, she
Okay.
Yeah,
also
she's Owen Green, so
Okay.
part of
She'd
the
be a good
deal that
person
she
to-
made with Andrew.
Okay, I think that's
Yeah.
not too big to add on because I said simple things, so that's really two people
Yeah.
and something to change with his. So, all right, see, Reverend, a list of 3. Can you do 3? See, 3 is easy, right?
All right, sure. Okay, so
3 is a
you'll
holy
also-
symbol.
There you go.
I'll work with Hester. Okay, but Lord, look, you're all seeing, all knowing, so I don't gotta tell you about the blood of the earth and like what we're doing with it. But you know that if I
You know what? If you wish to speak a little bit about it, by all means, I'm here to listen.
This is your
all
confession.
right, okay. Well, I mean, that's like a Catholic thing. We don't really do confession, do we?
I mean, yeah,
I mean,
you're
You know
not
what?
wrong.
But sir,
Right now,
we do
we're
talk directly to God all the time.
That's
As
true.
You know,
I'm talking to
your
him right
prayers-
now.
Your
Uh-huh.
prayers can always be heard. The difference between the Catholics and us righteous folk is that the Catholics talk to a priest, whereas we can just talk directly to God about our sins.
Sure, I do it all the
Praise
time.
be to Jesus.
Yep. God, you remember that big old conversation I had the other day about my favorite American Idol contestants? That was a good one.
Clay Aiken.
Do I ever?
Yeah. Right. Okay, well, anyhow. So, look. I know I'm mixed up with some dangerous stuff with the Boreas Brotherhood. I'm supposed to meet them tonight, along with Hoxton, over at the old Field Manor, the abandoned mansion on the edge of town. And, like, what am I going to tell them? That I got to back out because I had a divine vision? They're not going to buy that.
You know, as smart as you are, I know you'll think of something. And if you can't think
Well-
of something, I bet you nobody, somebody, you know somebody that can help you.
I mean, I can talk to Hoxton, but like he's tied in with them, and he could jeopardize my friendship with the president. I can't have that.
Perhaps there's a way that you could provide a percentage or a proposition in partnership with a new deal.
All right. Well, I'll mull it over. You got any ideas, Lord?
Can I ask you a question, Reverend? Are you having a vision right now? And if you are having a vision, can I take a selfie with you while you're talking to Jesus?
Yeah, go ahead.
In the background, while this is all happening,
Uh-huh.
I'm just taking some of the vials and just shoving them into my bag, just kind of like casually.
Oh yeah.
As he's having his vision, just I'm taking some of these vials with me.
All right, you've stolen some of the blood of the earth there.
You might
all
wanna
right,
be
so you snap
careful
a
with
quick
those.
selfie with Kettle.
I'm
All
always
right, he's like, okay, well, I'll go over to the field mansion at midnight, and I'll tell him what you said, but I think it's gonna be pearls before swine.
You know, Reverend, if you're worried about, and I'm only hearing one side of this conversation, if you're worried about the Brotherhood and God sent you this vision just now while we're all standing here, I mean, maybe it's an indication that we should go with you.
Ooh. I think we have to roll a persuade.
Okay.
Yeah. I would like to add sort of
Mhm.
I have helped you in the past. Maybe I can do it again, and maybe this will be better.
Okay. All right, I think that counts as an assist. A lend a hand. So why don't you
Okay.
roll for that one?
I hope my faction's power.
Ah, that's right. So yeah, no, that I don't help.
Okay.
Well, that's too bad because I didn't persuade him either. Can I
Aw.
go ahead and spend another corruption point to add to this memory screw that he totally agreed to do this?
I don't know. I think there's got to be consequence to the failed roll. Also, I think Egantre's got something in the mind here.
Well, the
Hang on.
consequence would be more corruption.
Okay, well let's
yeah.
it might not be necessary. Let's see what Egantre has in mind.
If that's okay.
Yeah, we can always go back and do it if it doesn't work out with Egantre here.
That cool?
Sure.
All right. Very good.
Okay. I do have leverage on Reverend Kent. Well, the Reverend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to come up to him and say, Reverend, let us come with you, or else everyone's going to know who had their teeth stuck in your neck for years.
Ooh. All right. So this is a move.
Yes, leverage. I always have a debt on them until they die.
Oh
I mark
man.
correction whenever I invoke it.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and roll with that +3?
Oh yeah,
The immortal, the permanent debt.
2, 3. So with the +3, that's a 14.
All right. He just looks right at you. And he's like, Egantre, you wouldn't.
He would.
I would.
They're
We're all
gonna
just
murder
like,
me.
I also
Lord,
mark a corruption
you are-
level for this.
Can I ask a quick question, Reverend? Is one of the people involved one Mr. Frankie Field?
I think that's one of those weird internet boys who follows Baxter Jones around. So yeah, he'll be there.
How about Basil Carrington Thorne?
Not sure who that is.
Well, he's an important person. Anyway,
Yeah.
I know Frankie Field. He owes me a favor.
All right, well that might come in handy, but because he clings on to Jones like a damn lamprey. But they're gonna if I come in here with come alone, I might as well be written in stone for these sorts of meetings.
if it wasn't said, it doesn't mean anything.
All right, I'll bring you with me, Egantre. I don't have anything more to say to you, Lord. God, if you can hear me, if I'm still receiving your divine ear is still listening, You are testing me like you did with Job. Wow, we lost Egantre.
Man, but,
He's back.
Damn. But no answer for me. I just leave it at that because he's got to just go with it.
All right, well, let me finish up here, and then around midnight, I'll go to the field manor. So he gets up and he like kind of dusts himself off. And he just kind of pokes his head out of the tent, and he's like, "No more blood of the earth. I mean Bible blood. We're all closed. I ran out. Blame the devil. Bye. Closed."
Reverend, I do have one more thing that could be done. If you want to seem like you're alone, now I can't say that I'd be able to. I at least have to accompany you, but I've got a way of sneaking everybody else in, provided that they're okay with doing it.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, one's better than four, so sure, whatever you can do.
I mean, I feel like I'm kind of like at least sort of a piece of arm candy, and I mean, well, I mean, you know, it ain't usual to this sort of stuff.
All right,
Especially one that's been running in alt-right circles. You can check it out. I got an account on 4chan and everything.
Look, I gotta do it. God and Egantre said so. So whatever you want to do that can make it easier for me, I'm all for it.
No problem. Is there a restroom around here or any place with a large mirror?
Yeah, there's one right around the back there. Just don't go to the Porta Johns. Oh no! Did we lose? All right.
Okay, cool.
Is she?
Am I
think we
here?
lost-
Yeah, you're
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can still-
Good.
I just wasn't
Okay.
talking.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's looking a little frozen on my end, but I'm glad you're still here. Okay.
Reverend, can I have one of these? And I point to the vials.
I guess God said I gotta stop selling them, so yeah, you go ahead
Cool.
and take.
Thank you.
Ugh.
Can I have them all?
Why not? Why
Just-
not?
I
there's
start
plenty of
armfuls
parts.
into my tiny bag.
I also grab one before you've like.
Oh
taken
yeah,
them
no,
all.
of course. I'm not taking them all. I'm taking a large portion though.
Okay.
All right, so you're heading to the bathroom. Before you do, I want to do one. Oh, go ahead.
Not by myself. I actually want everybody to accompany me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. As you're going, I want to do one quick scene with Tucci.
Okay.
All right. So Tucci, as you're going over, a ghostly figure appears next to you.
Oh.
Yeah, you know it. Ash got it right there.
Oh, damn, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I always do
long,
that.
long dead miner, still wearing like the overalls and like the scarf, the red scarf and like the miner helmet and like the rifle on his shoulder there. He tended bar in your restaurant in Maryland, actually, in your bar, I mean.
Excellent.
But he's since gone back home, so it's just like, well, Mr. Tucci, nice to see you around my stomping grounds.
And you too, my friend. You know, it's nice to be this far south.
Yeah. So I guess you're mixed up in what's going on with Kettle and the blood of the earth.
You know, do you know about the nature of that stuff?
I do. Long time ago. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, a long time ago, me and some friends stopped a big old businessman from exploiting it, corrupting it. Stuff from the ground, some stuff just gotta stay in there, and the blood of the earth is like that.
Okay. Well, then, if that's
So-
the case, my intention is to help do that with the likes of the people that you saw over there. They are a pretty well-equipped crew, and that's what everybody needs.
All right, well, I want to do what I can to help. Times like these, we're all we've got. He gives you this ghostly stick of dynamite, and he's like, so when you're ready, you touch this off. It's hooked up. It will summon a whole mess of other ghosts. All the miners wore the red handkerchief back in the day. The rednecks, given the original meaning of what that red handkerchief means. You blow that dynamite, they'll come spilling out, me included. and
Ooh.
we'll tear apart whoever needs to be stopped. It'll be us against the gun thugs, just like back in the day.
Well, I have to say, you miners definitely know how to party. That's for sure. This will come in handy.
All right.
Thank
I'll
you,
be seeing you.
Thomas.
Maybe.
It's no, seriously. Thank you. That was
Well, if
awesome.
you want to thank me, maybe someday you can hum my ballad as you go along. The ghost of Thomas Stratton. And he sort of hums his song to himself as he walks away. All right, so we cut ahead to the bathroom. All you guys file in. It's pretty empty at this point. Festival's winding down. It's getting dark. Midnight is just a few hours away. So, Joe, what is your plan here?
Well, I'm gonna hopefully get a success on rolling on my sanctuary.
Okay, let's
We'll
see what happens.
happens. So, let's see. So I rolled blah blah blah. It's with spirit. Oh, okay, that gets me up to a 10. Yay me.
Nice.
Nice.
I get pretty much just the thing. So what I'm trying to do is talk to Heather through the mirror and see if she can't stow some people in the sanctuary. So that
Okay.
looks like we have fewer
Pop out.
members.
Sure.
Yeah, basically, like letting other people in. If that makes
Okay,
sense.
so
So she'll summon. Hey Heather, I got some people here with me right now. So if you could show up and do your thing.
she looks. She like, you can see her through the mirror, and she's like, Andrew, Montolio. They're always welcome.
Should the ghost go through this? I feel like this might be a terrible idea.
The ghost can turn invisible though.
That's
I'm
right.
not too
That's right.
worried about the ghost. But
Yeah, I
I'm
don't wanna
worried
let-
about.
No offense, I don't want to let any ghosts in here.
Understandable.
I
No.
feel like the
Your house,
wards
your
would
rules.
cause problems. Also,
And,
there's a lot
Yeah. Oh.
Wards
Okay. Good.
that have been-
Good loser.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's for
But-
your own safety as much as ours.
Your house, your rules. I get it.
Cool.
But-
Your friend, your
think-
new friend, coming too.
She seems like a good person. If you remember the rudder of Saint Agnew, she's the one that got that for us.
Oh,
Nice.
all right. Well, I
I-
appreciate that.
I promise not to take anything out of your sanctuary without your permission.
I'll be watching. And hey, I speak from personal experience. Don't take stuff you don't know what it is.
I hold up the vial. I do that all the time.
Yeah, this is Heather England, by the way. So
Yeah.
Never.
yeah, you remember her.
Yep.
All right, so they just get Joe, they just get like sucked right in.
Yeah, if they decide to go through the mirror, they go into the sanctuary. And when you're in the sanctuary, it's kind of like it's almost kind of like being John Malkovich, and that like it's like being John Malkovich combined with the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, and that you're seeing out whatever Heather or whatever Joe is seeing, because the sanctuary is actually inside of Joe in an extra dimensional space.
Yeah, she like
And
is
they-
the sanctuary.
Yeah, is why the wards work.
Interesting. I love this idea. It feels a little gross. No offense, but I understand.
She doesn't know that the sanctuary is inside of her. She has no idea that that's the case because she's never gone into it.
Interesting.
But now that you guys are inside of it, you know that the sanctuary is actually inside of Joe. Like she's actually the sanctuary herself.
Interesting.
And there's, other than that, there's various ancient rituals. You can definitely see any ghosts that come around, like are very like freaking bright as day.
Huh.
Hmm.
Cool.
Very
All right.
bright as day.
And if a demon showed up, you'd also be able to see that.
Ah, okay.
Good to know.
Interesting.
All right, just remind me if I forget those details there.
Okay.
So we'll cut ahead a bit to midnight, and Kettle walks you, Joe, to Field Manor. The mansion of Eustace Crandall Field has seen better days. It's an utter ruin, gutted and populated by wildcats and ravens. The glass has long since vanished from the windows. The flowers in the garden have been replaced by decades' worth of weeds. And sections of the roof have caved in to let in faint streams of moonlight. A meeting occurs in the decaying parlor. Reverend Ed Kettle walks in to see Senator Hoxton sitting at a desiccated card table. Opposite Frankie Field in his neat leather jacket, an oversized squeaky squid mask, and Baxter Jones. Natalie, dressed in a three-piece suit, the infamous leader of the suburban Schutzstaffel, bears a squeaky pin on his vest and a contented look behind his aviator sunglasses. I'm not gonna lie, Charlottesville was a major setback. Too much mainstream attention. It's a problem for the movement. Our current plan is much better. He holds up a plastic bag of Bible blood, Earth's blood, oozing from a fragment of stone. And this is the key. You're supplying Wiz in LA, right? That we just need to go to England to make Phase 3 a reality. I'm off to London, boys, to look up an old friend.
Okay, can I put a face to a name with this guy?
Yes,
I also want to do that,
Baxter
too.
Jones. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys can both roll.
Okay.
He is wild.
He is wild, correct?
Yes.
I got an 11.
I also got an 11.
Okay,
Also-
we'll start with Joe, then go to Ash. How do you
Also,
know?
that means I technically level.
Oh, you leveled up?
Same.
All right,
Yeah.
it counts as 2.
Woo!
I think you should be.
Oh.
Are you caught up to? Maybe not caught up to a Gontrai because he's been going for a while, but
Yeah.
to Andrew at least.
But I've got 3 advances now, or 4 advances with this.
That's where I'm at.
That's where I'm at.
So
Okay,
And
so we'll
then
probably.
we're caught up.
All right, I might stop the accelerated leveling then. You don't have to get super powerful.
Probably for the best.
yeah.
So let's see. So yeah. Oh, this would have been a useful spell to already have, but okay. I'm taking everything but Hex.
Cool.
Okay, so how do you think you know?
And then I'll
Baxter?
figure out what other thing I take. Huh?
Okay, just are you good to I'll go with the leveling up stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What I missed what question you said though about Baxter Jones.
Yeah, how do you think you know him? Because you rolled an 11, so you've met him before in some way.
I don't know if you saw.
Well, is he regularly in New England or is he regularly around here?
He travels the world. He stops in here and there, doing talks and kind of researching forbidden magic, that kind of stuff.
I would say that in her alternate right wing persona, she's run into him a good number of times.
Okay.
Sometimes they've been right. Sometimes they've reject, and sometimes he manages to get it, and sometimes she manages to get it.
Okay. I think I
But,
missed just a little bit.
it's
of
always
detail there.
friendly.
Right.
Can
Okay.
you hear me?
Yeah, it's good now. All right. How about Ash?
I also rolled an 11.
Yeah.
I think my my interactions have been that I know who he is based on his descendancy, like who he's descended from Damnation Jones.
Right.
That I probably have never met him in person. I probably have screwed him over on a couple occasions secretly in the pursuit of artifacts and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
sure.
I know exactly that he is Damnation's descendant, and that I'm also descendant of somebody who fought him back in the 1600s.
Oh, yeah. All right, so Jones stands up. You can see on the table there's a bunch of those plastic bags all filled up with pebbles and crushed stone that's leaking the blood of the earth. Jones has already taken some of them, and he's like, Reverend Kettle, a little bit late, huh? And is that... You got, and Joe, good to see you.
Yeah, I heard that you were in town, and I mean, I know this was supposed to be a one-on-one meeting, but on the other hand, I mean, it's always, I can't resist the come on, give me a hug.
Oh,
on.
all right.
Let's not be weird and PC about this. Come on, hug time.
Hey, it's always hug time when I'm around.
Right?
It's hug o'clock.
Right? Hashtag me too. So at any rate. It's good to see you. I mean, I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind.
Hey, it's all good. Anyway, so Kettle, look, man, you look like someone just took a turd on your tongue. Like, what happened? And Kettle's like, guys, I had a vision from on high. The voice of God spoke to me and said, I have to stop doing this. I can't keep like selling the blood of the earth, dealing with it. Like, it's forbidden fruit. We shouldn't be touching it. Fields like just goes like cock, and Senator Hoxton's like, wussing out on us now because of some vision. That's pretty pansy in my book, Reverend.
I mean, come on, we all believe in Jesus around here, right?
Jones is like, no, I believe in power.
Yeah, I
And-
know. You're sapiosexual. I get it.
I mean, I don't. You want to get like speaking some weird philosophical jargon at me, whatever. But what I'm saying, Mr. Kettle, if you don't get on the right page, I'm gonna let Field here deal with you. I gotta go catch a flight to London. Tucci.
I mean, you can say if I can do this or not,
Uh-huh.
but I'm gonna try to see if I can possess Fields. Would you say he's a weak-minded person?
100%.
All the fields where.
So I'm gonna take possession of him for a moment.
He's been possessed before, hasn't he? I guarantee one of you guys have. Maybe Showa did. Maybe not. All right, so you possess him, or you mark corruption do that, or do you roll for that?
Yeah, mark corruption to do that.
Okay. So you just like slide right inside his body there.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of be like, the boss, the Lord knows best, and Reverend is right. Can't do it. Can't
You're
harm.
possessing Fields.
Yeah. Or who's the
okay.
weaker-minded person? I thought Jones was pretty intelligent, so I didn't think I'd be able to
Yes.
take him over.
Okay, well, you're possessing Field. I thought you were possessing Kettle. So my mistake.
No, I was trying to double up the conviction.
Right. You can
Against-
take Field. The problem is when you go
okay.
into him, you realize this one's taken.
Oh shit. Okay.
There's something else in there with you. You also realize, like, this guy was slashed up last time. Like, he was cut by, I think, a Gauntray sword. And, like, his wounds have healed supernaturally quick. So, actually, Intucci, when you're in there, I want you to roll Keep Your Cool.
Okay.
And this will decide if you can stay in him.
This might get real weird real fast.
Yeah.
452.
Oh, I
That's
love
11.
it. Okay,
11.
so you stay inside. You're not going to take damage, psychic damage of any kind.
Okay.
But you realize, like, there is something else occupying his soul.
Right. I'm not behind the wheel right now. I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
the situation is, you got one hand on the wheel. Something else has the other hand on the wheel. And right now, Field changes. Half of them changes.
Oh,
It's like
cool.
the white
Oh.
half of his body, just like a weird mottled, slick, yellowish brown skin, like rotten banana peel style, bursts out into half of his face. Tentacles erupt from the squeaky mask, like shoving it aside, breaking the plastic, as these weird tentacles burst out. His arm like turns into a giant tentacle, and just muscle swells the right side of his body. He's still like the dweeby type on the left side, though. But the other half of him is cuddly fish.
All right.
Oh,
Do a thing? Really
Yeah.
quick? Can I do
Yeah.
a thing? So I go, oh, get behind me, Satan. And she doesn't know she has this power yet because she just got it. She does her elementalism power. Still had one hold, so she just like zaps him with like a holy bolt of lightning. Is at least the way that it would come out, because she's like really gotten into this Bible thumping character.
Right.
So I conjure elements to strike out at my enemies. I spend one hold to unleash my magic as a weapon. 3 harm close.
Okay, you need to roll for this one?
Nope, it's
Okay, this weird... Oh, okay, Kat, you still there?
Yeah, hi.
Alright, all good. Okay, this blast just like hits him dead center, and the half cuddly fish, half possessed field goes like flying, crash down to the table. He rears back up, and he's like trying to fill himself up with energy once more. Hoxton is like, he starts to change a little bit as well. You can see like tusks coming out. And he's like,
Oh, that's right. He was a werehog, wasn't he?
Yeah.
yeah, Razorback.
Pig.
He hides
Help
it until. You know.
Uh-huh. Jones is like, we've been set up. You two, take care of them. I'm gone. And he starts dashing down the hall. making his
Okay,
escape.
he was wearing aviator glasses, right?
Yes, Jones was.
Cool. I know what I'm doing.
Okay. I don't know if you have time to roll for initiative kind of stuff. We'll go around the horn. Andrew, what are you doing?
What I'm doing would affect what everybody else is doing.
Okay. All right, so we'll have Joe go first then.
I'm sorry, I'm trapped in my sanctuary right now.
Oh,
Right.
yes. You're totally right. What was that? Okay. Thanks for reminding me there.
Mhm.
That's okay. So I'm rolling my sanctuary to have a portal open up through this guy's aviator glasses.
Oh, so they'll burst out of... Okay, I like it.
And that's a 10 on the dice. So that's 12 altogether.
Okay.
Have their
Everybody...
portal through the glasses now.
All right, you guys all pop out and land around Jones.
Oof.
Oh, cool.
Rough landing, but you're all there. Andrew.
That's my turn.
Yep. I will just sort of be like, now is not the time to leave there, Mr. Jones. And as I'm saying this, I'm transforming. I think I activated my ring like right as I was teleporting out. And so you're just gonna stay right here, and I try and grab him by the scruff of the neck, kind of a thing, and sort of keep him there.
Okay. Let's have you do... Let's see. Maybe this would be let it out, because you're like taking hold of something vulnerable or exposed.
Sure. Let it out is spirit, so 10.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, you just reach out, grab a hold of like his throat, and you're holding him in place there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tucci.
Yeah.
You're still locked in this weird battle of the possession with Field. What
All
are you
right.
doing?
So if my one hand's on the wheel, I'm still trying to take control. I know how to drive stick, so I'm just ramming the clutch. I'm basically jabbing his eye membrane or whatever I can, and part of his brain. So I'm like stopping the motions on the other side, hopefully.
Okay, let's have you let it out. Andrew, do you want to...
I was just basically, because I rolled a 10, I can choose to ignore the question. I am not. I'm going to choose another from the list, and I'm going to frighten him as well.
Okay, yeah, he didn't realize you were a werewolf, so he's pretty freaked out about that.
Yep.
So this was let it out, you said?
Yes.
I got a 6 total. I got a 3, 1, and then +2, so I got a 6.
Ah.
Yep.
All right, the consequence of this, you're going to take 1 level of damage.
Okay. Makes
And you are
sense.
going to be expelled from Field.
All right.
I don't know what
guess
orifice
so.
you want to leave his body via. I'll say the nose. You just see
That's-
like snorts and you go flying out the nostril.
That's cool.
Yeah, I guess there's no way to help him, is there? Not really.
I don't think so. And he now totally transforms into Cuddly Fish.
Dang. All right. Well, tried.
That's
Ash.
horrifying.
Oh yeah, Ash. What do you do?
But at least he's already taken a lot of damage.
It's true. I have the blood of the earth in my hand in a vial. I don't have new weapons. It's not my deal. But
The life of a scholar.
I know it's really the kind of the worst part. So I'm just looking at this like I feel like I would have the time to kind of explore what this object does. Would I know if I had thrown it at somebody, would it blow up and do some damage to them? Like I don't know I mean, me personally, I don't know the extent of what Blood of the Earth does. So that's what I'm trying to figure out what I would do with that
your character
particular
would,
moment.
right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't your character roll investigate a place of power?
So I actually have appraisal as a.
Oh,
as a-
okay.
So I'll quickly do that.
Yes, use that one.
Okay. So that's an 8. So I know one question. What secrets or powers does this object contain?
Okay. It's all about like vitality and potency. So it can like boost someone else's magical powers and like or increase the lifespan, that kind of thing. But if you throw it, it can also do some damage. It can create like kind of a miniature life-sucking explosion if you hurl it the right way.
Hey, Andrew, you want some? I toss it towards him.
What is it?
Drink it.
What thing did you look at?
I just tossed him the vial of Blood of the Earth. I said, drink it. Do it. You'll be fine. I think.
When he says that, Josephine pulls out her vial of Bloody of the Earth and drinks it.
Oh
great,
boy!
everyone's
All right,
doing
you
that.
guys do it to mark corruption to do this, though.
She does.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, and this is like habit-forming stuff. All
Well,
right, you take it.
she feels like if the advice for one werewolf to take it, she's kind of a werewolf. Why not? Maybe it's
All right.
helpful in some way.
Montoya's
Andre?
just face pull. He's just face palming right now.
Well, Montoya, what do you want to do?
Well, everyone is already drinking. Can't stop them. Jones is incapacitated. Squidfellow's pretty much on fire. So I'm going after Hoxton. But I'm going to do something different here. Because Montoya's had an epiphany. It's not his soul that's the problem with turning into a dragon. It's his attitude. Got to go back to being, draconic. I'm going to mark corruption to use Stuff of Nightmares. So I'm going to choose 2. I'm going to grow wings, can fly, and I also have hard scales instead of skin. So I gain
Wow.
armor +1.
Everyone's transforming.
Except for me.
All right, you turn draconic. I'll let you do like one thing before we before we switch over to Joe.
Yeah, I'm going after Hoxton. Just
All
gonna
right, why
try.
don't you go ahead?
Yeah, I'm just pulling up my sword, the katana, and just going to try and drive it into him. Try
Okay,
and
why
pin him
don't you give
down.
me unleash an attack?
Yes, sir. 1, 2. That's a 12.
Whoa! All right, which one are you picking?
All right. I think it's take something from them, right?
Yeah, that's one of the options.
Yeah, I'm going to take away his ability to move as I just drive my sword into him and then into the ground through him.
Oh man, how much harm does that do?
3 harm, katana.
Okay, he's pinned to the earth. He's not looking very good. It's been a while since he's gone hell pig mode, so he's like nailed to the earth. Let's see. Right now, Jones is no longer a threat. He's being held aloft by the wolf there. What is Joe doing? The main threat remaining is Cuddly Fish.
What did the stuff do when I drank it?
Your next roll gets a +1, depending on what you want to do.
Well, first of all, she's gonna channel again.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll that. Okay, so if it gets a +1, that bumps me up to a 10. I don't know if
All
that
right.
counts towards
Yeah, that's it. Then.
chan. Okay, cool. So, so she gets to hold 3. And
Okay.
yeah, she's gonna blast Squid Boy again. Just
Red word.
But
Okay.
this time out, like it started to get weird if this stuff is causing corruption. And she's also like kind of sprouting some hair.
Ah. All right, you're beginning your transformation. You zap
Well-
our squid friend here.
Maybe if I can get corrupt one more time.
I have plenty more.
But he does take 3 more damage.
Okay.
So I don't know how much magical damage this guy can suck up, but it's more.
All right. Yeah, he's pretty much finished here. So Cuddly Fish, like, he's taking these blasts. He roars back and gets like pinned against the wall of the mansion. He glares at you a final time, and then just like kind of rolls himself up. The tentacles all furl up. His big tentacle arms like roll together. He gets smaller and smaller and smaller. There's a weird popping noise, and then he falls to the ground, and all that's left is the Cuddly Fish mask.
Oh, like there's no person left behind at all, huh?
Yeah, he's gone to where the squids came from.
Yikes! Dibs on the mask.
All right, so Jones is like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Who else is left? Just Jones?
Yep.
Yeah, and the Reverend, who was just like, oh. And Hoxton, the senator, was nailed to the floor by a sword.
I got it.
Yikes!
He's not really fighting anymore either. All right, so Jones is like, hey, Wolf Boy, put me down.
Or what?
You don't know what you're dealing with.
No, I think I do. I've heard of those things. They're pretty nasty. Are you sure you know what you're dealing with?
You don't know who they are. You don't know what they promised me, and you
Oh,
don't
they
know
promise a
what's
lot of
coming.
things. Do you really think they're going to give you what you want? Those things are takers. Those things don't give.
He's like, well, look, I've got some powerful friends over in London, and if I don't get there pretty soon, they're going to be upset, and they're going to come looking for you.
Can I? Does he seem particularly vulnerable yet, this guy?
I mean, yeah, he's being like held up by the throat by a werewolf, so yeah.
So you really need to make this meeting in London, right? It's important. And if you don't make it, then people are gonna be suspicious and come looking, right? But if you do make it, you're gonna rat us out, aren't you, buddy?
He's like, it doesn't matter what I do. I am my life is not important. I am the movement. I'm merely the way. I'm just the key's already been inserted into the lock. You can't stop what's coming.
Well, I'll tell you what did happen here tonight between you and us. Nothing happened between you and us. It went smooth as a summer's breeze between you and the good Reverend, and you safely got on board that plane, and you're just happy as a clam. Why, this meeting was probably one of the better meetings you've ever had in your life. That old squid boy over there, well, you just didn't want to take him along. You're just tired of his business. Wouldn't you say, buddy?
Ooh,
And
so what are
she
you
is
doing here?
going to... So she is doing a memory wipe on him to make him forget what happened, and then putting of everything went just fine, and it's okay to go to London. La-di-da-di diddly-do. And that is when she turns into a werewolf.
Yikes!
Because she has hit her corruption. The
All right.
She's a wolf.
Well, with that revelation and that great end move, we're going to bring this episode to a close. That is a good cliffhanger. And next week, you guys are off to jolly old London.
Fun.
Yep.
Chase
things
down
have
that
gone-
damnation.
I know. You'll see what exactly Jones is up to and who's he working with. And I think some old familiar faces will be coming back to the game
Nice.
as you reach your old stomping grounds. Were all of you here for London? I know Kat and
I
Marvin was. I know
I was,
Patrick
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I don't think I was.
Dallas was. Yeah, and I think you missed that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed London.
You were there for Simla, but you'll be
Yes.
yeah. So it'll be some stomping grounds. Looking at what London. You saw what London's like in the 1880s. Let's see what London's like in 2019.
Can I also grab the mask, Kelly Fish's mask, and take it
Oh
out with
sure.
me?
I mean, I think I said it was a squeaky mask earlier.
Squeaky
but
mask,
yeah.
yeah, squeaky mask.
Yeah, just a simple plastic mask with a band there.
Can I?
Go ahead, Joe, and then Egantre. Oh no,
When
do
she
we
switched to like wolf form, it was like this horrible crackling. Did you lose me again?
just for a
Yeah,
second?
you're back.
Good now.
You're back.
Okay. When she switched to her wolf form, it did not look. But also, right before she switched to her wolf form, a glyph that had been invisible suddenly appeared on her forehead and then broke and sort of drifted off into the environment.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Okay, Egantre?
Yeah, I wanted to do something with Hoxton real quick.
Sure.
I wanted to kneel right in front of him, still in my dragon form, and say, Hollis, how would you like a deal here?
He's like, how about you take the sword out of me?
No. A deal, my friend. I'll take the sword out if you agree to do every single thing I say from now on.
Whoa. Is this a move, or...
No, I'm just trying to intimidate him with my whole dragon thing and everything.
Alright, I think it's gonna be a persuade.
Yeah. Do I get any bonuses since he's, like, stuck in the ground in pain?
I'll give you a +1.
Gotcha.
Given his mental state, yeah.
1, 2. 12.
Nice.
Alright, he's just like, you got it, buddy.
Boss, not buddy.
You got it, boss!
Classic Egantre.
Yeah, and with Egantre has now taken over a senator.
Oh.
I think we can see some wonderful endorsements coming in the future. And we'll see all of that when we return next week. Let's go ahead with those closing moves. So, like, any factions go up or down? You think you get any debts amongst the NPCs or the other characters here? We'll start with Joe.
Both of the people where I've erased and remended their memories are kind of in my debt at this point because I've kind of puppeted them a bit, but I don't know if that's too much of a grab.
Yeah, I don't know if that really counts, because like, I think a debt has
Okay.
to just be truth behind it.
Has to be truth behind it, no problem.
Yeah.
That was a pretty clutch move, though.
It's awesome. Good
I
job.
No, I love it.
I don't see whereas any faction would have gotten better or worse. Like, if I could just raise factions without making one lower, I would. But
Yeah, you gotta be a trade-off.
yeah, I don't think that I've... You know what? I mean, since I'm kind of weaseling my way in with a lot of wild people, I will lower...
Oh, I think you cut off a little bit at the end.
Just coming back. A little bit.
this
Maybe not.
Yikes.
trouble. Oh, did I freeze up again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello?
it was just some
Yeah.
static.
Was any of that heard?
I'm afraid not.
Can't
You're trying
say-
again.
I lowered power by 1 and I raised wild by 1.
All right, all good.
Okay.
Do any character or player characters think you owe them a debt, or they owe you a debt?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Does anybody feel like she owes them a debt?
I have some things, but it'll be on mine for a particular reason.
Okay.
That Josephine owes Ash a debt?
No, I owe you a debt.
Oh, okay.
I'll get into my reasoning on my turn when we're talking about it.
Okay.
All
cool.
right.
Yeah, I don't think she owes anybody a debt, but
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us to Montolio.
All right, so I would love mortality to go up, but I just don't know what's going to go down. Let's see. I guess I could lower Knight because I haven't really done anything with them right now. But It's convenience. We can always raise them back up. So mortality up by 1, night down by 1. And as
Alright.
for depths, I would think
Yeah.
Hoxton would owe me a debt, since I'm basically his boss now.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit more than a debt, but yeah.
He's part of
And-
your campaign.
Mhm.
For debts I owe, since we got both Kettle and Hoxton to do their things for them, would my debt to the Fowlers be paid?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cool.
You did, yeah. You definitely paid that one off because you did what they had a request. You fulfilled that request.
All right. What faction are they?
Night.
Knights.
Cool. And that's about it.
Okay. That brings us to Andrew.
Yeah. Trying to think about this. I think I would like to have Night go up with my whole conversation with the Howler. With Howler, and
Okay.
I think mortality might go down because of the whole debacle that we put the Reverend in. So, yeah. So those will do that. So mortality will be at -1, and night will be at 3. And then in terms of debts, I don't think I have anything really.
Okay.
In terms of PCs.
Right. All right. Well, that's okay. It happens.
Yeah.
That brings us to Tucci.
I would say I'm going to go with an increase in mortality because I think I got some people to sway to a better cause, and then probably a minus in wild because they were the ones actually influencing the people in mortality to sell elsewhere and do other stuff. So
Yeah.
Actually, that's not.
yeah, because they were the ones waiting for that product and want more, right? Baxter Jones, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm doing, and that's
Definitely.
why. And then perhaps if Hester gets the endorsements or the aid that she's looking for from Reverend, then she might owe me for aid for assisting with that. But I'm not sure who else.
Okay. Any characters? Any player characters?
I don't know. No, not that I can think of. I don't know.
All right. And that brings us to Ash.
So I think Ash's factions, I think power went down by 1. Mainly because I stole a bunch of this Blood of the Earth and I'm now selling it online through our network.
Oh boy.
Which is, they asked us to stop that and I didn't.
Yeah, that's no good.
They gotta come
And
after
I-
you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look. My network comes first.
Great.
But I think Knight went up because we definitely helped out the Howler clan here in West Virginia and got them in a really advantageous position that we all played a part in. And as for debts owed to players, I think I owe a debt to Joe. And my reasoning behind it is that I gave you the at least in Ash's mind, I gave you the Blood of the Earth, and then you turn into a werewolf. Like I feel like that was kind of my fault. That either that's up to Joe if she wants to take it or not. But I think like that's either caused something to happen in you to turn you into a werewolf, or broke, as evidence of something on your forehead, a final seal that kept it hidden away.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to owe me a debt sort of out of guilt over her wolfy side getting unleashed, I'm fine with that.
'Cause it felt like you were really, like, at least to Ash in the first episode, it felt like you were really trying to contradict that and hold it back, and then you just let loose after I gave you after you drank some of the Blood of the Earth, which I told
Yeah, that makes
Andy to
sense.
drink, and you did as well.
Absolutely. Okay, and I think that's anything else. That takes care of this episode of Generation Shadow. Next week, I should have said, we're off from the main game. Next week is the one shot, so we'll wait till London. Will be 1 week from now, Next Tuesday's game, 2 weeks from now. Next week's game will be St. Petersburg, 1999. So more fun times in post-Cold War Russia.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for watching. We just gonna keep this rolling, and hopefully we're enjoying what we're doing here. We will make sure and be back next Tuesday. And again, make sure and pull up a chair and
Make time
to
tabletop.
I love this.
Egantre for president.
Egantre 2020.
Vote Egantre.
2020.
It's gaining steam.
It is. It really is.
All right, guys. Have a good night, everyone.
All right. Good night.
Good night and stay safe, everybody.